within those coaching responsibilities, obviously you became the head coach of Barcelona, uh, coming off a rough year one in the ELF, and who knew what type of team they were going to be, but became the head coach there, completely turned the whole organization around, or was part of the whole change around over there as the head coach. The success is documented, and then you go the following year back to being an offensive coordinator, but for the Ryan Fire, who has a deep, rich history. NFL Europe days. Obviously, Jim Tomsula was there. A couple of alumni that was part of that organization. But some of your biggest impacts was the development you had on the players, in particularly, Zach Magic Edwards and Jadrian Clark. Obviously, we just mentioned Zach coming off a rough year one, complete 360, in year two for the Dragons. Jadrian, I don't know if you know, but the stint with Jadrian, was that he couldn't win the big game. And obviously, you guys took care of that this year. You know, in terms of you, like, when you talk about like the relationship between a quarterback and a coach and the developmental process of that, how are you getting the best out of these guys? And what is it that maybe some coaches may be missing the mark, we're not seeing more success from that position?
Yeah, so I'm a firm believer in this that the most important people in football are the players, and the most overrated people in football are the coaches. There's no doubt in my mind that that's the case. Like, I am the most overrated. I was the most overrated guy in Barcelona. I'm the most overrated offensive coordinator for the Ryan Fire. Like, there's no way around it. Okay, players win games, not coaches. So the truth is the development of those players, those guys developed me. Uh, I took what I know and was able to say, okay, we got to figure out what that guy does well from what I know, and I can teach to everybody else. And then once we figured out what they do well, then we try to just use that's our base, and then we can expand off of that. So the things that they're good at is what we try to focus on. And I think that maybe we get caught up in our league a little bit of like, these are the plays we have and this is what we run. Okay. And if the quarterback can't do it, he's got to go or whatever. And, play to your player's strengths. Like, if this is Zach, if Zach's going to scramble around, he's going to see his first guy. And if the pocket breaks down, he's going to scramble around, he's going to find somebody else. And so it's like, all right, well, let's just it's going to be a 1-2 read. And then, hey, Zach, if it goes to hell, get out of there. Like, I'd always tell him, like, the spidey sense starts tingling. Like, you do what you do. All right.
It'll be magical,
Bail
Zach.
me
It'll
out.
be
I
magical.
call a I call a bad play, Zach. You go bail me out. And then Jadrian's the same. I don't know what Jadrian's bad at. Jadrian, he's extremely accurate as a passer. The guy's got good pocket presence. I do know what he's bad at. He can't run. Kid can't run at all. He's so slow. Oh my
AJ
goodness.
got no wheels. No.
Hard to watch. Hard to watch. I'm hoping that he's tuning in. Uh, but he makes it so easy to game plan stuff, especially we did such a good job game planning and executing in the red zone this last year. And his accuracy and his decision making, the guy does not make bad decisions. He did an exceptional job. And really, I'm not lying. Like, those guys, they develop me. I just try to help them play to their strengths.
And listen, it's a lot of coaches can't do that though. I think, listening to you talk and listen to a couple other coaches that I spoke to that have had success in Europe in general, the coaches that can't relate, adapt, or understand that concept, it's for me personally, I think it's an ego thing in terms of fitting players into the system versus creating a system around the players type of situation. And that's a conversation that is gonna be had to the wheels come home. But ultimately, like you said, like, players win games, not coaches. And obviously,